So what I'm going to do here is just go in and do a little bit of detail painting. Now what I aim to do is I have the green part over here, which is part of the forearm. You've got the actual hand, which is holding the sword, and you've got the sword blade and the sword hilt. I want to see if I can get different colors for the different things. So now I have Tamiya acrylic paint mini, and this is the titanium gold. Now this is a nice color. I don't know how good it's going to be against the green and all that, but we can definitely try it out. I mean, there's no harm. So if we just open up the paint, I've already shaked it very well. And what we want to do is that when we actually have the paintbrush, we just dab up a little bit from the cover. There's no need to go into the actual bottle itself. And just make sure you don't have too much on there, so always go and dab some of it off once it's done. And then we get our hand itself and we just lightly go in there. Now one thing you have to realize is that when you're detail painting, you don't necessarily need to have everything done in the first coat. In fact, it's better if you put 2 or 3 coats on there, because then that way you actually make sure that the paint is not too thick, you're getting all the details, and that it actually ends up looking better. Because if you end up using too much paint in round 1, you'll get blotchy and it'll be runny and it won't look as good. So like for example, I've already got that part done, right? So I'm gonna take that to the side, put it away, and instead of that I am going to use a different color, a different paintbrush, to do the silver part for the sword itself. And for the sword itself, I am going to be using, again, it's Tamiya acrylic mini, and this time it's the chrome silver. This has a very nice finish to it, especially, again, make sure that you do shake it up well before you continue. And try not to use the same paintbrush for different paint. You can, but make sure you wash it out pretty well as well, so you're not end up mixing the colors. Again, just dab some paint on the brush itself, wipe off the excess. You can use a napkin for that if you want to, and just apply liberally. Now again, remember, you don't have to get everything done in the first coat. It's always better if you do thin coats and up to 2 or 3 coats, depending on how big the piece is and what's required. And then in the end, it's going to end up looking pretty well. Just make sure you get it everywhere. This is the first coat anyway, so it's going to be a little bit thin. I don't want to get it too thick. There you go. Okay, I'm going to let that one dry off now, and then I'll come back and put some more coats on there. Alright, so basically after all the painting's done, The next step I like to do is basically the detailing part of this in terms of the panel lining. Now you can see there's a lot of panel lines that we have here that we can work with, which actually gives it a very nice effect. Now the simplest way is of course to use your Gundam marker, which I have here, sorry, Gundam liner, which is a very nice thing. I like this. But what I'm recently getting into are these, the real touch markers. They're very easy to do, very easy to use, and they give you a better effect because you actually get different colors. Now because I have green, I'm actually going to be using the Real Touch Gundam marker, green one. And again, you don't have to be extra careful, just be on top of the lines and you can panel line the whole thing. And then you can take a simple ear cleaning piece, honestly I forget what you actually call it, and you can just rub over it. Just like that. And it gives you a very nice, a very neat, clean panel line in there. It's beautiful and it's easy to do as well. Now what I am doing is I'm actually doing this so you get the clean version. Okay? Just like that. And then I'm going over it with the black one. And I'm just dolloping on quite a little bit over here, and especially on the areas where these kind of join together and they come together. And let me tell you why. It's because I'm going for a slightly weathered, dirty look, and I find that with the black marker you get a lot more here this way. So if you look at it, it looks nice. It looks like it's been in a fight, and it looks damaged. It looks, well, not really damaged, but it looks dirty. Here, let me give you an idea. This is something I did a little bit before, and I'm very happy with the way it's turned out. It doesn't have the sharp, crisp, clean edge to it, but it looks dirty, like weathered. So, very happy the way this turned out. First time I'm doing this as well. I have no idea what it's gonna look like in the end. I've seen a lot of people do some amazing weathering with bullet holes and, you know, scars and everything. I have no idea if I'll ever be able to get to that level, but this is a promising start. Alright, back to work.